Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we got to talk about Devin Vassell. First off, what is this discourse that I'm reading online and on my own comment section that some people are saying that Devin Vassell should or will be traded? Dude, I honestly think Devin Vassell is like the perfect third fiddle for Victor Wembanyama and whoever else. I guess De'Aaron Fox is the 2 right now. Even then, even if Devin Vassell is the fourth guy, having that two-way wing where it's Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, I personally would love Devin Vassell as the shooting guard, swingman who in small ball lineups, which small ball lineups would just mean you would probably have a wing, have 3 wings and a guard, while their typical lineup is a forward. But either way, this is like just getting into the minutia of that. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Devin Vassell is here to stay. He's perfect. He makes sense. Like, it's a team that is built for a guy who can pass, dribble, and shoot at the guard position and at the wing position. 6'7", been on the team for multiple years. And of course, last night I had a great game. So let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Like, comment, and subscribe. So let's just break it down. What are we looking at? Obviously, Victor Wembanyama out for the season with the blood clot. Mitch Johnson, interim head coach, because a stroke is what Greg Popovich is recovering from, which, by the way, is absolutely crazy how much of, I guess, quote unquote, shit hit the fan for the Spurs. Like, this was supposed to be a play-in season, first step to everything. So right now they're running like Chris Paul, De'Aaron Fox, Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes, Bizak Biyombo. Steph Castle's been a bright spot this year. Julian Champagnie, Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan, and Sandro. And then they have, obviously, we know that at some point Malachi Branham and Blake Wesley will probably be moved on. So let's break it all down to you. They're 26-34, and they're 13th in the Western Conference. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if they just do a good old-fashioned throw in the towel and just try to get a high draft pick and use that high draft pick to package one of their players like a Keldon Johnson, who I would love for them to keep Keldon, but he's somebody that I think he's a bygone from a different era that they're slowly moving away from. Nothing wrong with it. I wouldn't mind if they kept him. It'd be super cool. Be a nice story. Yeah, it was a game against the Brooklyn Nets. However, 127, 113. This team, actually, points per game, 15th best. 113.3 points per game. Their offensive rating is 113.5, which is 17th. And interestingly enough, their opponent's point per game is 9th worst in the NBA, 115.2. So right there, a 1.9 point differential, while 7th worst defensive rating in the league. Net rating, 19th, negative 1.9. So this is a squad that is the 7th worst defensive rating in the NBA, and they don't really have enough shooting. They lack 3-point efficiency. I know people are going to say, well, Victor Wembanyama, obviously, but outside of that, it's really Devin Vassell. And obviously Chris Paul can shoot threes, but like, he doesn't shoot them on a large volume. De'Aaron Fox, it's like the 3-point shot kind of has been given up on. Jeremy Sohan, it's fallen, but I think adjusting after the Victor Wembanyama season-ending injury, Devin Vassell, 16 points a night, 43% from the field, 34% from 3, almost 2.5 makes a night. Well, dishing out 3 assists, grabbing almost 4 boards, 1.5 steals. Like, this guy could be an all-defensive team member while also being a borderline 20-point per game scorer. He's a 3-level scorer. solid on and off ball defender, has the ability to create his own shot as a secondary shot creator and secondary facilitator who complements both De'Aaron Fox, Chris Paul, and Victor Wembanyama. He's obviously increased his physicality. So for me, he is somebody that we're going to see the end of the year be a test of him going ahead and making sure he has the shot creation to be able to handle the load when needed. And what do I mean by that? He's going to be the primary scorer. The Spurs are going to rely on his perimeter shooting and shot creation. As I said, we knew he's already a decent defender, but he could emerge as a 20-point per game scorer with more usage. And if he does it efficiently, he could have increased opportunities. So developing the chemistry with the rest of the young core, Castle, So as I've said, I think the jury's already decided Blake and Malachi's futures, but expanding his usage rate as a ball handler and creating like floppies. So like a floppy is when you run a designated play, usually a off-ball screen, like a flare action, and you have the shooter curl off of that screen and shoot off of this curl, basically just typically a play to get your best shooter open. Now the other thing is running secondary actions like other than floppies, where you're running, double screens and you have him getting the ball at the wing and then running a pick and roll with Bismack Biyombo. So I think the biggest thing is like continuing the rebuild, obviously, but understanding that you're playing the cards, so you can hopefully maybe use these next 15 or so games to, I guess, evaluate what his ceiling is and what he's capable of doing, which I think is probably the best way to evaluate this situation. Again, the metaphorical shit hit the fan this past off season, so it wasn't like they were expecting this, and sometimes you gotta make lemonade with lemons. And I'm not saying he's a lemon, but like the situation is definitely a lemon. But that's it. Let me hear your thoughts.